had a really bad experience at work. I was actually bullied to the point where I quit. Okay, so there's something I want to talk to you guys about that had happened to me, and I know in my last vlog I had mentioned that my whole world had completely turned upside down and everything has changed, and it has. So I had a really bad experience at work. I was actually bullied to the point where I quit. So, and I'm 25 years old. It just seems so crazy to me that this still happened, and it was honestly, I can tell you, one of the worst days of my life, and I'll never forget it. And it has completely altered my mentality of the words you say to people and the way you say things to people. So what had happened was, it had been basically built up through a whole week. I was accused of things that I would never even think of doing in my entire life. And if you know me as a person, you know I am very honest, very brutally honest sometimes. And I'm kind-hearted, and I always do the best for others. I'm always thinking of other people. And so all these things I had been accused of, I had never done or would ever do. So it had been built up through the whole week, and I had been picked on, and it was last Friday, the Friday before, it got to the point where I was being picked on and picked on and picked on all day and talked about all day by everybody, everyone at work, and said things like I was accused of stealing, and people would walk by me and be like, oh, just making sure I still have everything. Like things like that. It was so awful. Like, I'm going to cry thinking about it. But it was so bad, and I'm so hurt. And it just got to the point where I was like, I'm going to stick up for myself because I don't deserve to be treated like this. So I went up to someone and I just said, look, if you're going to talk about me, have the guts to say it to my face. Why not? I tried to stick up for myself, and it just got worse. And then I was just yelled at, and no one, the worst part about it all was that not one person stuck up for me. And that was, I think, what was most hurtful, is that everyone jumped on the bandwagon and accused me of stealing and dishonesty and lying, and I just couldn't, I didn't even know what to do about it. And so all day people would talk about me and point at me and laugh at me and roll their eyes, and I'd come into a conversation and everyone would just disperse, and it was just awful. Like, I have never felt that belittled in my entire life, and I hope that nobody ever has to go through that. And that's why I'm talking to you guys about this, because I have totally changed my view on the way I talk to people. I've never been one to go about other people, but sometimes you say things to a person and you don't realize where they are in life. And I was at such a low, I was struggling. I am still struggling. I'm lost in life. I've talked to you guys about this before, and I don't know what I want to do or where I want to be. And so when this had happened, I was just I just felt so empty, and it makes me sound like such a weak person. Like, people will be like, oh, it's just words. Like, people say mean things, get over it. But that's not true. I was so hurt, and I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. To top that off, when I was leaving, I left in tears. I didn't let anyone know I cried because I was like, I gotta be strong. That's just my personality. I try to not let it show that I'm hurting. And I wear my heart on my sleeve, so that's obviously very difficult. But I didn't want people to know I was crying. So I went upstairs and I left out of the back door. And to top it off, I forgot my phone on the hood of my car and drove away, and then ran over it getting onto the highway. It was just awful. And I just want to talk to you guys about this because I was bullied at the age of 25 and quit my job because of it. The instances where, you say something to somebody and maybe you don't particularly mean it, or you do mean it, maybe it's not the right time. Even when you go to get a coffee and you go to Starbucks, you get a coffee, and the person is like, here you go. So unhappy, and you're like, wow, why are you being so mean? Maybe that person is having the worst day ever of their lives, and you have no clue. You just have to be so careful about what you say to people and when you say it. because you never know what that person's going through. Anyways, I just wanted to share my story with you guys because people are bullied in elementary school and high school. It builds character. It sucks that it happens, but it does. It happened to me. It happened to other people. But not when you're 25. Joel is being so amazing about it. It was his idea for me to quit. Like, I had came home that Friday and said, I never want to walk into that building again. Like, I was done. Like, I never wanted to go in there because I was so embarrassed and so belittled. I never wanted to go there. And how am I supposed to, as a supervisor, support these people when they've been so mean to me? You know what I mean? So it was his idea. He said, Rachel, look, I think it's best that you quit. Like, no one should have to go through that ever, especially not in a workplace environment. Please just leave. So I finished out my schedule and I'm done. I just wanted to share with you guys because it was such a horrible experience for me and I never want to feel that again. So it's opened my mind, like I said. Like, you have to be so careful with what you say to people, but I'm doing better. I'm fine. I think it's for the better. It just sucks the way it happened. So please, guys, just be careful of what you say to people because it can turn someone's life upside down in a second. Okay? So please, and I hope you guys have the rest of your week. I know this isn't really a bonus video because it's kind of depressing, but I wanted to share with you guys because I want you to know what's going on with my life, and I'm not working right now. So I'm going to have a lot of videos to be putting up. Anyways, so I'm so excited to go see Tanya. We're going to do that now, and we're going to go to yoga and have some Starbucks, probably, because we love Starbucks. And, yeah, it's going to be a really good day. So thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you guys just take into consideration what I talked about and just be a little bit more careful.